Aaron, a videographer, is heading to the home of an employed individual to complete 8 hours of work. He shows up at a house in the wild with a significant length of steps prompting the front entryway. Aaron, however, nobody answers, so he chooses to stand by in his vehicle. He turns the camera to zero in on a hatchet lying on the ground. Out of nowhere, Joseph shows up and welcomes Aaron. They advance into the house that Joseph says he spent many summers in with his loved ones. Joseph makes sense of that he needed to enlist Aaron to make a video of him for his unborn child. He makes sense of that he has an inoperable mind cancer and believes his child should have a pleasant memory. Aaron consents to film him. Joseph drives Aaron to the higher-up restroom where he continues to run the bath and strip down. The camera rolling, Joseph continues to clear up for his future child what tubby time is and emulates giving a youngster a shower. Joseph starts to become dreary and inquires as to whether he ought to simply end everything. He sinks underneath the water until Aaron approaches him and afterward pops back up to give him a panic. Joseph demands his simply kidding and inquires as to whether he needs to go for a climb. Aaron concurs. Joseph proposes Aaron get something comfortable garments from the storeroom for their climb, and Aaron opens the storage room entryway to find an unnerving wolf cover on a rack. Joseph refers to the veil as Peach Fuzz, and puts it on while he sings a tune he says his father would sing while at the same time wearing the cover. 2 men get into Joseph's vehicle, and set out toward the climbing trail that Joseph makes sense of will prompt a spring that probably has recuperating abilities. While climbing through the forest, Joseph's conduct starts to get considerably more interesting. He shoots from Aaron and keeps on attempting to produce him by jumping out of nowhere. He likewise joyfully concedes he has no clue about where they're going in spite of Aaron's undeniable uneasiness. They at long last track down the Heartmold spring and swim into it. Joseph snatches Aaron for another embrace, and recommends they go to his #1 neighborhood coffee shop. Joseph gets some information about a period he felt embarrassed. Aaron recounts wetting his jeans when he was pretty much nothing. Joseph shows Aaron a few pictures he took on his telephone. The photos are of Aaron when he originally pulled up to the house and was thumping at the entryway. Joseph lets him know he felt that in the event that he got to know Aaron before Aaron got to know him, he'd be less anxious. Aaron concedes he figures what Joseph did was frightening, however he excuses him. At the point when they return to the house it's dim out and Aaron, clearly still scared by Joseph's admission at the burger joint, tells Joseph he will head home. Joseph demands Aaron come in for another beverage and Aaron concurs. They do shots of bourbon and Aaron starts to head out once more. Joseph dissents and inquires as to whether he could admit something he's never informed anybody. Aaron concurs yet doesn't switch the camera off like Joseph demands. All things being equal, he leaves the amplifier on and we hear Joseph admit to assaulting his significant other. Aaron tells Joseph he will go, however at that point can't track down his keys. Joseph demands Aaron stay the night since it's dim and he's been drinking. Aaron is shaken, however consents to remain. Blends them both a beverage and slips Benadryl into Joseph's beverage to make him languid. At the point when Joseph nods off close to the chimney, Aaron attempts to go through his pockets. Unexpectedly, Joseph's PDA rings and Aaron responds to it while concealing in the washroom. It's Joseph's significant other asking what Aaron's identity is and where Joseph is. Aaron makes sense of his in the house and Joseph has taken his keys. The lady advises Aaron to just take off from the house and continue to walk since her sibling isn't well.
You need to get out of that house right now.
At the point when Aaron leaves the washroom, Joseph is missing. Aaron finds him crying on the yard and Joseph lets him know he would rather not pass on. At the point when Aaron uncovers he realizes that Joseph has been lying, Joseph bolts a few doors down toward the front entryway. At the point when Aaron plunges the steps to the front entryway, Joseph is remaining before it with the Peach Fuzz veil on, snarling and spinning. Aaron lets him know that he's apprehensive and believes Joseph should let him go. Out of nowhere, Joseph dispatches at him and the camera goes dark. The camera betrays to a video of Joseph hauling 2 trash containers into the forest and covering them. Aaron turns the camera around to uncover his okay yet appallingly upset. After Joseph sent off himself at Aaron, he ran off, passing on Aaron to get towed home. Aaron deciphers the video as a danger. He's additionally exceptionally stressed that Joseph currently knows his location. Aaron stirs in the evening and turns on the camera to portray a fantasy he just had where he and Joseph are once again at the spring wearing Peach Fuzz veils and washing in blood. Not long later, a case is conveyed to Aaron. At the point when he opens it, there's one more DVD alongside a blade and a stuffed wolf. He turns the DVD on to uncover Joseph making an admission of adoration and undermining Aaron. He advises Aaron to cut open the stuffed wolf. Aaron does and tracks down a heart memento with pictures of Joseph and him inside. He calls the police who can't help since Aaron doesn't have a clue about Joseph's genuine name or where he resides. The house he went to was only a rental. He hangs up in disappointment. Aaron gets up that evening, again from another awful dream. He hears an unexpected commotion and turns every one of his lights on. As he looked through his condo, Joseph shows up right external his entryway. He vanishes similarly as Aaron looks toward the entryway. Aaron takes the camera to look through outside and finds his garbage bins upset. The camera goes on to uncover Joseph watching a working Aaron and trimming off a lock of his hair. The following day, Aaron tracks down one more DVD inside his window. At the point when he plays it, Joseph is offended that Aaron would discard the memento. He demands he cherishes Aaron and apologizes for deceiving him. He lets Aaron know that he's been miserable and desolate for quite a while and no specialists have had the option to help him. He asks Aaron to come meet him in a recreational area so he can apologize and have conclusion. Aaron watches the video and starts to feel exceptionally upset for Joseph. The following day, Aaron goes to the recreation area. He additionally lets the camera know that he has 911 on speed dial. Aaron sits on a seat somewhere far off and watches out at the lake. Joseph shows up behind him and pulls the peach fuzz cover out of his jacket. As Aaron keeps on looking ahead into the distance, Joseph puts the cover on and pulls the hatchet from under his jacket. Aaron doesn't see him and Joseph covers the hatchet in the highest point of Aaron's head. Joseph turns on the camera to make a last admission to the now dead Aaron. He inquires as to why Aaron would consent to meet him at all, thinking about how underhanded he had been. Yet ponders with regards to why Aaron wouldn't be glancing around in suspicion. Joseph says he knows this is on the grounds that Aaron is a great individual, and that is the reason he's his number one of all.